Good evening. We have been asked to do a little video spot instead of our back to school night like our normal back to school night set. And so I just want to say hello. I've actually met so many of you I know because I have about 9 siblings, and some of you I just know through the community. This is AP Environmental Science. This is such a great class. I always tell my students I'm going to ruin them a little bit, but it's a good kind of ruin, getting them to think beyond the things that they know, and really looking for trying to get students to be excited about the application of science in their life. This is me, just a little bit about me. You can catch the visual there. One thing that's changed this past year is that my husband is now working at Del Campo with me. He's running the construction CTE program. And so we're both homesick this week. It's been kind of a ride, but by and large, it's been so much fun to have your students in class already. This year, we will be using Google Classroom, and I'm definitely using it right now for the distribution of videos and assignments, and just to keep our students organized. If you haven't logged into the parent portal, it's helpful. It's fairly easy. You can check that out. Grades will be through Q, and I will be updating. Now that I have a little more energy, I'll be updating those really soon. Kind of a day in the life of the student in an AP class. The students come in, the agenda's on the board. There is a live version of that in Google Classroom in case they do get quarantined. If you've been out for a length of time, I try to build some tools so that students can access information even if they're not in class. We are building a real notebook, a page at a time. It's lockstep all together. We are using the same table of contents, and that's also running live on Google Classroom. And I'm trying to incorporate lots of hands-on activities in labs. There are video lectures. I've been lecturing and videoing it as I've been home. District this year provided a study, not just this year, but with the new curriculum. They're providing a study book, so you don't have to go purchase an extra Pearson study book or anything like that. It comes with the curriculum, and the students have that available to them. We have practice assessments that we run through AP Classroom, and there's a lot of resources for these students. Field trips, we'll talk about later. We'll see about that. Right now, it's a no-go, but hopefully. So this is kind of what Google Classroom looks like. This is mine from actually, I think last year, but it's very similar to what I've got going on. I actually pulled this up so that I could show you. This is what our students are sharing right now. And if you can see, I organize roughly by week. There's a kind of like some general classroom matters in this top folder. One of them I do need to address. I just need to make sure that you know it is extremely important that your student is registered on AP Classroom, that they have added themselves to the class. I still have a few students who have not done so. That is where they will confirm that they are ordering the AP test, because they are in fact working toward taking the AP test, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. There is also an online textbook and a lot of online resources available to them that came with the new adoption of our textbook this year. Got some other resources for them, and this was their communication that was supposed to come back with me, that you actually read the syllabus, which I have linked here as well. But the syllabus is linked here in Google Classroom if you need to see more of that. Many of you emailed me back a long time ago. AP Environmental has 4 main ideas, 4 big ideas, it's called, that the whole curriculum runs off of: energy transfer, interactions between the systems on Earth, and interactions between species and the environment, and then this idea of sustainability. These big ideas then translate into 9 units. Right now we're just finishing up Unit 1, so we're a little behind schedule, but Unit 1 is kind of a big foundational piece. We talk a lot about ecology. Many students that have taken AP Bio didn't get a lot of ecology, and so this is where they're going to pick up some of that ecology that will help them in their AP Bio studies, and we just really push them forward, kind of build on their understanding that way. You can see that we cover biodiversity, populations, earth systems, land and water resource use, energy resources, pollution, whether it be atmospheric, aquatic, or terrestrial, and then we talk about global change. Those percentages indicate the amount of emphasis that those particular units are given on the test itself. This comes from our guide. And this kind of just breaks down the 9 different units into the subtopics. And so the students have the ability to see all of this on AP Classroom. So I'm just going to pop over here. I've pulled up a student view for Cosette. Thank you, Cosette. Just showing you what is available on AP Classroom for the students. It gives them an overall view of what the course is and gives them some resources to see there. I've assigned one of the faculty lectures so far. It was really great. And if you go through each of the units, it gives like all the topics and subtopics that they are going to be held accountable for, and takes them through each of those kind of what are there are daily videos. There are multiple videos for each of those topics if they need a little bit of extra guidance in one of those topics there. So like I said, there's a lot of resources to support their work in this class. Let me hop back into my presentation. The grading system is pretty standard to the Del Campo science grading system. We are on a 5-point scale, use a lot of rubric type grading, and their grades, though, are mostly going to be determined by summative assessments. Labs and projects figure into 20% of the grade, and then formative assessments, which would be like practice quizzes and homework along the way, is about 10%. So the summative assessments are huge. They do have opportunity, though, if they bomb something. I have a plan in place for how they can do retakes and how that grade is not a do or die. Okay, we're also using a different grading system called grading for equity, and it means that let's say they start off really rough, but there's some growth along the way. Not every unit is given the same weight, and so if you bomb a test early on, it's not necessarily going to stay as a part of your grade if you really show growth and initiative in terms of improving your study skills and what you're doing. There's always an option for replacing grades, whether it's a retake or project or something like that. The AP test is a multiple choice and a free response combination test. There are 80 questions multiple choice and 3 response questions. Like I said, they're based on those 4 big ideas. The test itself is on May 3rd, but the deadline for sign up is on March 7th, and so that's coming up pretty quick. So as soon as you're done with this presentation, with my little video, ask your student to go on, make sure that they are registered for AP Classroom, and that they can determine, I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure it shows whether or not they're signed up for the class at some point. If not, they can ask me and I can tell them whether or not they have indicated that they're going to take the test. It is by default, it is a yes. So if all they did was sign up for AP Classroom, they don't really have to worry about anything there. Alrighty, before I let you go, I just want to just show you a couple of things that will help students if they happen to be gone. So I'll say this. If you don't have a student that's been absent, that's awesome. You can sign off now. But if you're worried about absences and how a student will keep up, I just wanted to show you a couple more things I've got going. We run a live document for a table of contents to build their notebook. And like I said, this is lockstep. This is available for our students on Google Classroom. You can see in this Classroom Matters, we've got it linked at the top, daily agenda and the table of contents. The other thing that is linked here, the daily agenda. It's a live document that I build onto, and it goes day by day. So from the beginning of the block through today, every day has been documented. So if a student has missed a day and they're feeling behind and they're feeling stressed, I just want you to know that that resource is there, together with the table of contents, the agenda, and the classroom assignments. They really should be able to stay up on top of their work even if they are not present. And I will always take time to make sure that if they miss a lab, that we make that lab up in a decal or something like that. This has happened already several times over. So I know it's a concern. It's a concern for me as a parent. Got a couple of kids that have been out for a week. So thanks for taking the time. Let me know if you have any questions.